How to do a side business with a job. In this video, you'll learn how to do a side business with a job. You'll learn about a business that works part-time, is very low cost to start up, and very profitable. There's no need to quit your job to get started, and be sure to stay on till the end, because at the end, I'm going to give you an additional free resource that can help you learn more about this and actually get started in it. The key to having a side business with a job is have something that, first of all, you can do outside of the hours that you're working. So you need something that's very flexible. You want something you don't have to drain your savings or borrow money from friends and family or try to get a bank loan or advances on your credit card. You want something that you can start without having to do any of those things, that you can start quickly and get producing cash and profits quickly back to you. What you want to think is low cost, quick to start, and low risk. And you definitely want to choose a business that has the potential to surpass and exceed your job income. Because you may find that you love the side business and hopefully it won't even make sense for you to do your regular job because you're making so much more money at your side business, because the side business is what's going to give you flexibility. It also is something that could have value that you could resell it in the future, because I know you've probably seen in the news, maybe in your Facebook feed somewhere, where people sell businesses and they make enormous amounts of money. And there's something called a multiple, where when they sell their business, they can get anywhere from 3 to 4 times annual earnings on the low side, or sometimes with software businesses, even 15 times annual earnings or more. So if you had a business that made $500,000 a year, which would be great, a software business, someone would probably pay you $7 to $8 million for that business. So that can be the way that you can really cash out. So let's talk about, since you're at the beginning, how can you have this side business and what would you think about? First, I would think about something you could definitely do without quitting your job, that you can start in your spare time, run in your spare time, that doesn't take all your cash. Businesses like that are generally going to be service businesses. A service business is something where you provide a service to someone else. Think simply, it could be dog walking. It could be car washing. It could be the Overages business that I do. And a service business just means it's something you do for someone. The good things about service businesses generally are you don't have to buy inventory, because your inventory is your time and effort. You're not renting a space. You're typically doing that work outside of your own place or from home. So you're not needing to build an office. You're not having to hire employees. You don't need inventory. So I really like side businesses as things that you start. And I like a side business that eventually you can expand and leverage. I think that's really an important part of it. Because otherwise, if you have a side business that you can never expand, never get other people working for you, you just have a job that you own, which is fine, but there's more that you can do than that. And let's face it, you're going to work at whatever you choose to do. So pick a side business where it can get you to a better place, maybe a better place than you even think of at the beginning. Don't pick something that limits yourself. So the business I do is called Overages, and I'll explain about that and how that fits in as a side business. I started it as a side business. Now it's my full-time business that makes way more money than I ever made as a lawyer, which I am. This is a way better business. So the business involves helping people who've lost a house to foreclosure get back a refund of extra money that was collected in connection with that foreclosure. So here's how it works. Say that you owe the taxing authority $50,000 in back real estate taxes. That means you're on a $400,000 house, which is average house in America, you'd probably be 3 to 4 years behind. They're selling your house with interest and penalties, probably a $50,000 to $60,000 tax bill. So they sell your $400,000 house, and that house at the auction is going to go for somewhere in the neighborhood of $200,000 to $300,000, depending on its condition. Needs a lot of work. You're probably more like $200,000. If it doesn't need that much, just needs some general work, probably $300,000. So let's just take on the low side. Say that it sold for $200,000. Well, you only owed, say, $50,000 on the house, sold for $200,000. That means there's $150,000 left over, right? It sells for $200,000, owed $50,000 in taxes. The question is, what happens to that extra money? As a lawyer, I can tell you what's supposed to happen is the former owner is supposed to get the money, but in order to get the money, they've got to go put in a claim for it. Most former owners who had lost their house to foreclosure have no idea that there could be any money, there's any possibility of any extra money. So they don't even look into it because they don't even know there could be anything. In order to get the money, they would have to apply for it, wait, follow up, and get the money. You don't know to apply for something where you don't know the money is there. So most of the time, the money's never claimed. The state of Maryland did a study for this. Over the past 3 years of the study, 72% of the time, the money was unclaimed and just forfeited to the state. And that's what happens to most of this money. It just is forfeited to the state. Now, if you apply, they will give you the money. And in most states, it's a simple one-page form you fill in. I'm the former owner. Here's the address of the property. It's lost a tax sale. There's this much money left over. Please mail it to me. Really simple. Other states, you have to file a simple petition, which goes to court. Again, not very hard. Lawyers can do that. Probably a $1,500 to $2,000 thing. Not a big deal. But if you don't know about it, you can't do it. So what we do in this business is we get lists of monies that are being held because they're left over from tax foreclosure auctions and mortgage foreclosure auctions. We get that list, just like the list you're seeing. That's an actual list. You can see it shows the address of the property, the name of the former owner, the amount that's being held. You can see those in the list. You see there's large amounts of money. I mean, overall, it's a lot of money. And then also individual claims can be a lot of money. So we get that list. We look up the contact information for the people. These days, that's gotten pretty simple with the internet. I can show you how to do internet research. You get that information 10 to 15 minutes maximum per person. It's pretty easy. And for us, even a beginner searching, you'll get the information 50, 60% of the people every time very easily using some basic directions. As you get better, you can get to 70 or 80% of the time. So you get the contact information, and then you contact them. You may reach out to them through Facebook in a message, or you may pick up the phone and call them. That's generally what we do. You could send them a letter, send them a postcard, because you're going to have their physical address, their new address, their Facebook or social media account information, their phone number. So you have all that ability to contact them. Reach out. Your message is, hey, I found some money that you could potentially claim. For a percentage, we'll go work on that, hopefully get the money. If we get it, you'll get a big windfall. If we don't get it, it doesn't cost you anything. So it's a risk-free offer. How about it? Now, obviously, the conversation's a little longer. When I train people in this, I have a training program where I give you a script, but I'm giving you the gist of it. The people that say yes, you go apply for the money. Typically takes a couple months to get it. You get the money. You keep your portion, pass their portion along to them. It's a really great business, and it's a great side business because the research can be done on the internet anytime, day or night. You can get the lists, just like I showed you. That took 5 minutes on the internet to get. You can look up the contact information for the people. That's readily available. You send them a message over the internet or pick up the phone. All that can be done as a side business in your spare time. Let's face it, the hours you're not at work, other people probably aren't at work either. It's a great time to call them. All the claims are typically submitted by mail. So you don't have to ever go down there to do that. Even meeting with people, I have folks that will go out on your behalf, get people signed up, return the papers to you at very low cost, typically between $60 and $100, depending how far they have to travel. So it's really great little business. You're helping people because you're getting people this big windfall that they've just lost everything. They lost their house, and all of a sudden you show up, and because you showed up, you get them $30, $40, $50, $60, $70,000 or more, because you see there are six-figure claims in those lists. You get that money, it helps them get an entirely new start in life. These people are depressed, distressed, and unhappy, and all of a sudden you show up, a stranger out of the blue, and get them a big windfall they never expected. It is fantastic. And you make great money with it. The claims don't take very long to do. Typical claim for us is 8 to 10 hours worth of work spread out over a couple of months. So it's not a lot of time. Everything can be done remotely. We send other people out. We email them the documents, say, go out and get these signed and send them back to me. They take care of all that. So it's really a great little side business. I also like it because it is a service business. You're doing the service of getting these huge windfalls of money for people. And when you get the money, you get a percentage of it. So you make great money. But you don't have to have an inventory. You don't need an office. You can work from a corner of your house. You can work from vacation. You can work from anywhere. I travel a lot, and I work from wherever I am. It's really easy. I just have to be there to answer the phone, make some calls. Really very simple and straightforward work, and it's really good work. So if you're a person that would like a business where you help people and you can make great money, this is fantastic business. And also, this is something that can be scaled up. I started out, just me, little corner of my office where I started doing this, started learning how to do it. It's about 10 years ago. I figured that out, and then I started giving out pieces of the work to other people. I got someone here, let me show you how to get these lists. I showed them how to get the list. They then became the list getter. Someone else, they said, let me show you how I find the people. So here's how you find them. Here's the program you use. Here's how you do it. You go find these people. And then, so those things are out of my hair. And then I got someone to make the calls for me. Got a professional salesperson with with phone sales experience is you start making these calls. If someone wants to talk to me, I can talk to them. If they want to talk to the owner of the business, it's great. They make the calls, and then I finally got someone else in place to actually submit the claims. So that whole process goes on, and I manage the process, and I've scaled the business. And you can have a really great business that can scale up. You can make great money, or you can keep it as an army of one if you want to. It just depends on what you want. The claims are out there. We have an internal claims database. We cover about 15 of the 50 states. And our database right now has over 14,000 in available claims, meaning 14,000 claims that we could make that are big enough for us to bother with, totaling over $350 million in claims. Over 350. It is crazy. There's so much money out there, and that's only covering 15 of the states. So it's just crazy amounts of money. So many people are hurting. There's so many people need to be helped, and you can help other people and have a great side business for yourself. Doesn't take a lot of money to start, doesn't take a lot of money to run. You can totally do it on the side, and it has that expansion capability. And those are the things I think when you're looking at a side business, those are the features you're looking for. Low capital, low time, quick to start, quick to profit. And if you want to leave your job, the way to do it is do this business for a while, get some money in the bank from making successful claims, have some claims in your pipeline so they're coming down the road, and then you can go into your boss and say, you know what, I want to cut back to part-time, or I want to move on, I have something else happening, I want to move on with my job, and give notice. And it's not stressful because you have money in the bank, you have money coming in, you have a flow to it, and you could do it that way. So that's my suggestion. You can have a side business. And I'll tell you, I'm a lawyer, highly educated, that's all great. But this is a business that a down-to-earth person who can just relate with other people can do, and can do very successfully. So here's your next step. I did a video which is an intro to the Overages business where I walk you through the business, walk you through the steps, and help you decide if this is truly right for you. It's a short video, not very long, about 20 minutes. So if you see a link on your screen, you can click on that, or if the link doesn't appear on your screen because that's your browser or phone that you're looking at, just look below the video in the description and you can click on that. That'll just take you to the next video. And so go to that video, Intro to the Overages Business, and I will see you there.